Shalom.
Shalom.
First off, we give all praise to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua.
Shalom to the elders and the Akim. Through thy precepts, I
I get understanding. This is Proverbs chapter 14, verse 15. Bring it out. 14 and 15. Salaki. The simple believeth every word.
Yeah, the simple believeth every word. People that are not in tune or keen or have understanding to know the signs of the times. The simple believeth every word, like what's going on with COVID-19, aka coronavirus. People are listening to everything that they hear on media. That's why Walmarts can't keep water on shelves, toilet paper, right? People cannot, pretty soon they're gonna be able to buy groceries. You know what I'm saying? They believe every word because they trust in their oppression, our people, and people they trust, and the heathen trust in the current system that we live in there. They have faith in it. Just like how we have faith in the Bible and in the unseen, people have faith in the seen. Like their politicians telling you that it's okay, your kids are gonna have a week off of school and everything's gonna be taken care of. Not knowing that you don't know what they're gonna be doing in these facilities, right?
Right.
They're gonna come up with vaccines, you don't know what's in it. But the simple is gonna fall into that snare.
But the prudent man looketh well to his going.
But a prudent man will look well to his going, right? A prudent man is gonna foresee the evil. A prudent man is gonna search things out, if they be true or not. It's so-called 2020, if you're believing in the media still, I mean, what hope do you have? Right? Bring it out,
Isaiah 8 and 20. Isaiah 8 and 20. To the law and to the testimony. If they speak not according to this word, it is because there is no light in them.
So the light is in the Holy Bible, first and foremost. So all the ancient knowledge, all of the extremely important wisdom, it comes from the source, which is the Holy Bible, right? So that means everything else is man-made and manufactured. This Bible, real quick, let me get Jeremiah 30 and 1. This Bible was handed down, right, by the Heavenly Father to his people.
This is Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 1. Read out. The word that came to Jeremiah from Yahweh saying.
Yeah, the word that came to read again.
The word that came to Jeremiah from Yahweh saying.
So we never made up these words. We never came up with these precepts, right? The precepts was for our understanding. They was given to us by the Heavenly Father to his people. And through thy precepts, we get understanding. We know that what? Pestilence has to happen. That's why you got things like COVID-19 taking over the whole known earth. Like, I think there's cases everywhere. Except Antarctica, where people don't really dwell at anyhow. Okay? And the cases are just going to increase. People are going to die more for it. They might come with a stronger strain. Are you nervous about the coronavirus?
Not really.
Right? It's just media hoopla, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Right? But she's an Edomite.
Yep. Thus speaketh Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, power of Israel, saying, write thee all the words that I have spoken unto thee in a book.
Right, in a book. So people say, you're reading a book. Okay, yes, because books give you information. Books have truth in them. Okay? Books have lies too. Just like the internet. You're learning off the internet. The internet has truth. It has lies too. You got to filter it out. And ultimately, who's filtering? Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. He's the one that's filtering people's understanding. Salaki. Filtering people's understanding. If they even are deserving of the wisdom, okay, that it comes to be in this walk, in this faith.
Like, can I say something real
Yeah,
quick?
go ahead,
Because
brother.
all these people out here, they really just hate. They hate the power, the God of the Israel. Because they read a book to learn everything else they got. You read a book to learn how to drive.
Right.
You read a book to learn how to read, write, do math, or whatever else nonsense you do in this world, or whatever higher education. You read a book to learn it.
Right.
And they're always written by men.
Inspired.
And it's not. But
But-
here it is, the main book.
And that book's inspired by the unseen, not by man. Not by Darwin or whoever.
It's Isaiah 34:16.
Yep.
Seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read.
Yeah.
No one of these shall fail, none shall want her mate. For my mouth it have commanded, and his spirit it have gathered them.
So seek out of the book and read. You know what I'm saying? We use other books too. Like we'll cross-reference the Quran to show the lies in it. We got like Babylon and Timbuktu, but the main book is the actual scrolls.
That's right.
That's what it's talking about.
This guy.
You know what I'm saying? So there's nothing that Esau can promote that's going to have us in a state of confusion or fear or any of those things. Right? We wish that coronavirus would really start gaining actual traction and not just media hoopla and fear mongering. That's really all it is.
Viral videos.
Like we were bringing it out in the car on the way down here. You don't even see any cases of people in the hospital with it or suffering from it. You're just hearing about it.
And you see that in China, though. You see videos of them getting dragged out in the actual bodies, but you don't see that here. And the
Exactly.
actual bodies or actual people being quarantined, their family members. Like the brother in New Jersey was saying.
Yeah, it's just
There's evidence of it.
right. It's just MSNBC, CNN, bunch of crap. And where we at?
I was just
Get that, brother.
Proverbs 22:3.
Read on.
Read out.
A prudent man foreseeth the evil.
So just like how we read in Proverbs 14:15, right? The simple believeth every word, but the prudent man foresees the evil. Read that again, out.
A prudent man foreseeth the evil
Yeah.
and make it and hideth himself.
Right. A prudent man foresee the evil and hides himself. Like sister, you're a Hebrew Israelite. Probably. Keep going out.
But the simple pass on and are punished.
But the simple pass on and are punished. Like people worried about the wrong things. They're worried about catching the flu times 2, when the whole time they about to roll out martial law. This is going to be a perfect opportunity for this man to rain down and say, yo, no in or out of this location, of this city, this state,
Like they
this
did
country.
It's a lot of
Yep.
They bring on that chip, too. That
Yes,
microchip.
which the RFID chip is the mark of the beast, in which they're going to push that, get rid of money. Try to tell. Oh, go ahead, brother.
Oh no, I was just about to chime in on that.
Right.
We get rid of money because China, what China is doing, they're actually burning and getting rid of some of their money. So that's just a setup, and like brother said, to implement and push that chip. You know,
Right.
if we hope and pray that this coronavirus is a real global pandemic and pushes forward, and so we can keep pushing forward. So to get this kingdom in, man.
Because all these things must come to pass. Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of bad times, so to speak.
Yes.
So that's just a part of the territory. You know?
It's a lot. 2 Timothy, the 3rd chapter, tell you about the perilous times at the last days.
Yeah.
So you want to know the last days a little bit, yeah.
Alright.
2 Timothy, the 3rd chapter.
Where we at? Read that. Keep going out.
Proverbs 22.
Can somebody give me Salah 10? Keep going.
Verse 4. This Proverbs 22 and verse 4.
Bring it out.
By humility and fear of the Lord are riches and honor and life.
You see that? By humility and fear of the Lord are your honor and true riches. Right? You got Tom Hanks suffering from coronavirus. And he's a very well-known actor, right? Forrest Gump, The Green Mile. He might pass away, him and his wife. Over a man-made disease
I didn't know
after he
that.
done bent over. Yeah, after he done bent over the desk to be an actor. And those same people turned on him and took him out and made him the face of this whole thing.
Hey,
You know what I mean?
there's the ironic twist to it too. The chick that starred with him in Forrest Gump.
Uh-huh.
She got it too.
Oh, she does?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Yeah, they
Yeah.
now all of a sudden celebrities are getting it, the 2 NBA players. So now they're putting faces on it. They're putting faces on the fear. And you people are eating it up. You're eating it up like snacks at a buffet. Eating it up like Willy Wonka's chocolate factory, man. Which we don't believe in none of that shit, man. Right? Hey, the weatherman said it was supposed to be pouring down rain right now. And it's not. I don't believe nothing that's being pushed, man. Like this so-called winter we had. It wasn't even winter. We ain't had one day of snow. We ain't had one day that went below the freezing point, if I'm not mistaken. This world is over with, man. You know?
Chilly
Jake
days,
got-
that's about it.
That's about, you know, hey. But I can dig it though. I don't like the cold anyway. The scriptures say, let your flight not be in the wintertime. So imagine that shit, man. Read on that. You got something. Let's Sirach 10. Please.
Sirach 10:1. A wise judge will instruct his people.
A wise judge will instruct his people. Like a wise judge, which when our people was ruling, you had righteous kings and wicked kings. We living in a time now where first of all you got a heathen running things, and that makes them inherently wicked. Jet's gonna get the damn coronavirus. Going on.
Sirach 10:1. A wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered.
The government of a prudent people is well ordered. Now, what's the word government break down to? Controlling the mind state. Just like media is the medium between us and them. So you gotta understand these things. A prudent man knows that. A prudent man knows you turn on that Samsung TV, the enemy's pushing all that shit, man. Can't trust the government. You had Trump. What did he say? It ain't my fault. Like on some silk shopping stuff. It ain't. You know, go watch. It's on YouTube. They're making a mockery of this man's presidency, which is the whole presidency period's a mockery. But he straight said, yo, it ain't my fault coronavirus is spreading. We did everything we could, They don't even want to take credit or be in a state where people are questioning them. Man. So how do you trust? Do y'all trust the government? Do y'all trust the United States government? And nobody is, technically.
Sound like one.
You know, because Amerigo Vespucci is none of our ancestors. So none of us is technically American.
Right.
That's just another label they put on it. Like being black and white people. There's no such thing as that. There's Israelites and Edomites.
Right. Right.
Keep going out. The Edomites done concocted the coronavirus. Understand that. And then they put it in Wuhan, China. They don't care about them groups, no way.
And when you do the research, guess who owns the patent on the coronavirus?
Oh, let me guess.
United States government.
Yeah.
Your CDC.
Beltsville,
owns it.
Maryland. The CDC.
The United States government.
And people got to realize too, man, especially if you're living in the state of Maryland, right up APG, Aberdeen Proving Grounds. They got a bunch of nasty stuff up there. They hold all the nuclear, biological, chemical agents up in Aberdeen Proving Grounds. So we're sitting on a hotbed of just a bunch of nasty stuff.
Exactly. And just like how the brother said, the United States government owns the patent. When you hear about Boko Haram in Africa and you got Salakia, it's
Malicious.
escaping my memory, the terrorist group overseas.
ISIS.
Thank you.
Other malicious.
ISIS. When they're firing off those guns, who you think gave them that? Like,
Right.
the same people.
The same group.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why it tells you to simple believe every word. These simple people believe that we've been fighting a war in Afghanistan for a decade, and it's all a facade. Thank you, brother. You corrected me. 18, almost 2 decades of bloodshed for nothing, man. Just like this coronavirus, all of this madness for nothing. When the whole time they polluting the food, air. It is only affecting now famous people and elderly folk. And by the way, the 3 elderly folk in Maryland, they all recovered. So what are we afraid of? What you about to say, brother?
Oh yeah,
Salaki,
somebody,
yeah.
and this brother right here, he was in the military.
Yeah,
so he
you
know.
already know about it.
Yeah, we got families in the military. Yeah.
Right. Because Jake thinks he's doing something noble, but not knowing that you gotta be a soldier for the Lord.
Right.
You ain't gotta be a soldier for people that don't care about you. People that lie to you. It ain't right.
It doesn't take long for you when you get into suck till you realize it's a bunch of bullshit.
Exactly. What's going on, man? Hey man, where's your family from?
Sierra Leone.
Sierra Leone?
Yes, sir.
Right.
Stolen
Hey, man,
gold.
Hey, you ever heard of the Hebrew Israelites?
I have.
Yeah, hey, you guys are Israelites too. We out here preaching the Bible and stuff.
Hear that.
You know, I know you hear about coronavirus in the news and everything like that. It's really just a bunch of hoopla, you know?
I appreciate
Really,
you guys
World War
being-
III's coming.
Yeah, thank you. Have a good one. Have a good one. All right.
But that's the thing, though. How many more good ones are we gonna have? These days is numbered, man.
What's it? The people.
Yahushua is like, Yahushua and the angels is like waiting to be released on this place, like a prisoner being ready to be released from prison, waiting on it. Can somebody go to Sirach 10 again? And we're at 2 now. Yeah.
All right, it's Sirach 10 and 1. A wise judge will instruct his people.
Yeah, Donald Trump now wise than anybody that look like him. You know that.
And the government of a prudent man is well ordered.
Right, in which there's no order here. Children are oppressing their own parents, women over men, men being men acting like women and turning into women. Children turning into opposite sex. There's no order here. Keep going out.
Verse 2. As the judge of the people is himself.
Right, so just like the judge of the people. Sirach
10 and 2. As the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers.
Right, so Donald Trump is the epitome of Americans. He did stupid and arrogant and proud. Like here it is, he's standing next to a dude that had the coronavirus tested positive for it in a photo, and he's like, I'm good, I don't need to be tested.
Yeah.
But that's you Americans, you come in the same exact spirit as that. You know that. Can somebody give me Ezekiel 32?
It's Sirach 10 and 2.
Right?
As the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers. And what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein.
Keep going.
An unwise king destroyeth his people.
Yeah, unwise king destroyed his people. You see nothing but people being mentally destroyed. And they're being physically destroyed too. Why you think the average lifespan of a human being is like 80 years? You're supposed to live over 100 years at least. You're supposed to live long lives. But what do? They feed you junk your whole life. Alright? Walking on concrete, messing up your joints. You're breathing chemicals in the air. Right? They killing you with cancer and coronavirus and everything like that. Don't you know they create all these diseases? Ultimately, the Most High is using them on the left-hand side. Keep going. That's why Big Mama dies, because she's eating pork her whole life. And she's out of order because she wants to run the household. Keep going now.
High blood pressure for crabs and shit.
Exactly, man. The lobsters.
It's Sirach 10 and 3. I'm just going to go 3 again.
Right.
An unwise king destroyeth his people. But through the prayer. Sirach 10 and 3.
Yep.
An unwise king destroyeth his people. But through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited.
Right. So through the prudence of them that are in authority, the city shall be inhabited. Right. What's the opposite of that? If somebody's not prudent and foolish, your city's going to be, your population is going to dwindle and die. Which is coming soon to this place. Look at what's going on in Europe. They can't even control it. You got cases back to back to back to back.
Oh, I got a friend out there in Vietnam
Yeah.
who the school shuts down, and now they're stranded out there. Their visas expired. So
People are being very foolish. Like my blood sister, she wants to go to overseas in a couple months. She wants to go to Dubai and all this nonsense when this whole thing is going on. And she's not in the truth, so she's just being extra careless. Because they're conformed to this society. Because they follow the rulers. You just had so-called Black History Month. You follow the rulers of this society and you're gonna get sniped right along with them. Keep going out. Somebody give me
Verse 4.
yeah. Can I get 33 and 1? No, get Micah 2 and 10.
It's Sirach 10 and 4.
Right?
The power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord.
You see that? The power of the earth is in the hands of the Lord. The Most High sets up kingdoms and brings them down. So ultimately, don't act like we're afraid of the white man. We can give a damn about the white man. We're afraid of the Heavenly Father. The white man is his instrument. Just like the Babylonians was, just like the Assyrians was, just like the Greeks was. They are the Greeks. The Lord uses these nations to subdue us, the Egyptians. Right? Keep going out. No fault.
And in due time he will set over it one that is profitable.
See
In
that?
the hand of the Lord.
And in due time, he will set up one that's profitable. Yahushua is profitable.
Verse 5. In the hand of God is the prosperity of man.
In the hands of the Most High is the prosperity of man. So anything that you see before your eyes, the Most High ordained it, set it up. Keep going. Now the rain want to start. Keep going out.
Where we about to go?
And upon the
50
person
minutes?
of the scribe shall he lay his
It's about 50,
honor.
50 minutes.
Yeah. Wait, no, do 40 out. Where we at?
Sirach 10 and 5.
20.
In the hand of the Most High is the prosperity of man.
Exactly.
And upon the person of the scribe shall he lay his honor.
Exactly. And that's what we waiting on. Keep going out. Oh no, that's it. Let me get Micah, please. 2 and 10 for you Israelite. This is Israelite 101. Because this is not your rest.
It's Micah 2 and 10.
You're not supposed to be comfortable here, but of course we gotta live in this society and be profitable to our families and things like that nature. But we waiting on something better.
Right.
Going out.
It's Micah 2 and 10. Arise ye and depart.
Arise ye and depart. You gotta depart mentally. Pretty soon you ain't even gonna be able to depart physically. They about to do travel bans. They got more countries that's on that travel ban now. It's just gonna continue to grow. Pretty soon they gonna have a travel ban for us to go from Maryland to Florida, or from Maryland to Cali, or from Maryland to Delaware. Stuff like that's gonna happen. And ain't gonna be no food. Are y'all really mentally prepared, or is these videos a joke to you, man?
It's a joke to them.
Keep going, brother. Yeah, see?
Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted.
It's polluted. Right? There's pollution all over. In the school system, in the food, the air. But there's no safe spot. There's no safe room, so to speak, to run to.
It
All
shall-
you do is run in the snares here. And it was by design. You know? Keep going
It
out.
shall destroy you, even with a sword destruction.
It's not good. It shall destroy you.
Even with a sword destruction.
So not only is it going to destroy you, it's going to be a sword destruction. Keep going.
Verse 11. If a man walking in the spirit and falsehood do lie,
If a man walking in the spirit of falsehood do lie, and like your politicians are liars. Keep going.
saying, I will prophesy unto you of wine and strong drink.
That's what they tell you, to just be merry here. Don't worry about it. Donald Trump, I ain't got to get tested. I'm straight. Keep going.
He shall even be the prophet of this people.
Right, so the prophet of these people are leading you to your destruction. Nah, your spirit, hey, get that real quick, bro. Yeah, he's arguing with a woman, yo. Hey, get Proverbs 25 and 24. Oh, wait. Bring it out, huh? You gotta put that
Proverbs 25, verse 24. It is better to dwell in the corners of the housetop than with a brawling woman and in a wild house.
Yeah, so it's better to be tucked away in a little corner with peace than to be in a wide house with a brawling, unorderly woman. Like how that dude is arguing with a woman, man.
That was crazy.
Yeah, keep going on that. You see, the Bible always manifests itself with examples, and that's why we know this book is true and it's living. It's living water.
Right, I was talking about that earlier. Many times we'd have been out here and say stuff happen right in front of us while we read it.
Right.
But it's not easy, man. That's crazy. Proverbs 30 and 7.
You know,
2 things have I required of thee. Deny me them not before I die. Remove far from me vanity and lies.
see that? Remove far from me vanity and lies. We're tired of being lied to. Right?
Give me neither poverty nor riches. Feed me with food convenient for me.
See that? Give me neither poverty nor riches, which is reminiscent to what Yahushua said. He said what? Pray for your daily bread. Nobody's trying to be well-known millionaire in this society. We know that that's all carnal. But ain't nobody trying to be a bum on the streets either.
Right.
And the Bible says you don't work, you don't eat. So it's all, that's that balance right there. Keep going. So give me neither poverty nor riches. He's going to tell you. Because those two instances, you deny the Lord in both of those instances.
Feed me with food convenient for me, lest I be full and deny thee.
See that? Lest I be full and deny you, like all the entertainers we see. They're full and deny the Lord. Kind of like what Israel did in the ancient world. They had everything going for themselves. And then they just became a bunch of niggas. Right? Lest I be full and deny you. That's why Solomon prayed for wisdom. Because he done had everything. And he didn't want to swindle it.
Right, bro. When you chasing money too, that's all your thoughts consumed by. You feel me?
Yeah.
That's all you consumed by is your thoughts for getting more money, getting more this, more sex, more all these
like a drug.
main things. You feel me?
For the love of money
Not
is
the
the
Lord.
root of all evil.
Yeah, but you deny the Lord, but we ain't spending your time thinking about the Most High.
Well, yeah, and things that actually matter.
Yahushua had to suffer 40 days, 40 nights.
You going out?
Verse 9, lest I be full and deny thee, and say, who is the Lord Yahweh?
Right, because they'll be full, and men get that complex because they're like, look, I got everything. I'm not worried about nothing until coronavirus hit them or something like that, or Kobe Bryant getting folded up by a helicopter. You better believe he ain't see that coming.
No, he didn't.
He wanted to put his damn daughter in there. The whole point is you don't know, man. You going out?
Or lest I be poor and steal,
Unless I be poor and steal.
and take the name of my God in vain.
Because you could be in such a bad predicament. You're like, look, Lord, you curse the Lord. That's why it's good to have that balance. Give me neither riches nor poverty. Give us wisdom. That's what we're really looking for. To know not to take a vaccine, to know not to go get quarantined or anything like that. You're not going to get us that way. They're going to have to come in our homes physically.
1:30 in the morning.
We're intelligent. We're not going to walk into some place talking about food and blankets and vaccines. Keep going, brother. Was that it? Okay, Ezekiel 33. But who set up to teach Israel? We're mainly teaching our people. We are telling other nations too. It said that word had to spread all throughout the earth, and then the end shall come. So we're out with just a message, with a stern warning for you Israelites, you blacks, Latinos, Native Americans, scattered abroad,
That's right.
and damnation for the other nations.
That's right.
Get that out.
This is Ezekiel, chapter 33, verse 1. Read out. Again, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, speak to the children of thy people, and say unto them, when I bring the sword upon a land.
Right, which is destruction. The Lord's going to bring the sword, the famine, pestilence. It's a plague. Keep going.
When I bring the sword upon the land, if the people of the land take a man of their coast and set him for their watchman, if one he sees the sword come upon the land.
Like how, I didn't mean to cut you off, brother. Like how we see the sword coming through disease warfare, through miseducation. Pretty soon it's going to get very, very physical. Martial law troopers, people knocking each other over in the aisles trying to get food.
Cannibalism.
Cannibalism, yes, that's definitely coming back in a major way. You ain't going to have nothing else.
We were just talking about when you pulled up and that person trying to cut you in, trying to cut in your spot real fast. That's just a parking spot. So
Right.
if people cut you off in traffic, that's just something in traffic. Imagine when there's no food out there. How people gonna leave? It's gonna be savage.
Exactly.
Savage.
You know, bro.
Seventh grade.
That whosoever heareth the sound of the trumpet
Right.
and taketh not the warning, if the sword comes,
And taketh not the warning like that Edomite girl just walked by. I studied the Bible in 7th grade.
Right.
Because they walked by before. And was intrigued, but no questions. But that's all right, you know. Keep going. They must know it all. That's what I think.
Yeah.
You know, if you know it all, that's all good.
So how you do on a
We
day?
don't ask for our oil when the time comes. We're gonna sell you that snake oil at that point.
if the sword come and take him away, his blood shall be upon his own head.
Yeah, see that? His blood shall be upon his own head, you know. But we're supposed to warn you, so it's your fault now. We're supposed to tell you.
He heard the sound of the trumpet and took not warning.
See, he heard the sound of the trumpet, but didn't take warning. Smirked, laughed, scoffed, clicked off the video. All that stuff is the same type of thing that the scriptures is describing here.
His blood shall be upon him, but he that taketh warning shall deliver his soul.
So he that taketh warning and repenteth, I get Luke 15 and 10. Because we're only out here looking for the election, which elect means chosen. Like you idiots think you're about to elect a president in November. You're not electing nothing, man. Yeah.
Luke 15 and 10.
People that think they honor their vote counts is like a Cowboys fan. He got the jersey on, Dak Prescott jersey, but you ain't making decisions for the team, man. Jerry Jones is. Bunch of goofy ass niggas.
It's Luke 15 and 10.
At 33.
Likewise, I say unto you,
33.
there is joy in the presence of the angels of the Lord
There's joy in the presence of the angel of the Lord. Looking at this, no.
over one sinner that repenteth.
Over a sinner that repented. Which your repenting means you turn back from your wickedness. Alright? You start taking life more seriously. And knowing that this is nothing but reveling that's going on. All these, the melting pot, get this, bro. The melting pot and the green turtle and all of this is just vanity. The Orient restaurant, going to the movies, it's all played out. Going to nightclubs. Even before I was in the truth, going to nightclubs was played out to me, man. It's all just been done so many times. Yeah, you want to live for real. Where you at, bro? Oh, that's it.
Back in Ezekiel chapter 33, this is verse 6.
Bring it out.
But if the watchmen see the sword come and blow not the trumpet.
So if we didn't warn the people, because people say, what are y'all out here for? Well, we're out here to educate our people. And also with the warning, though, right? Because the scriptures say some save with fear, too. So what we're doing is not fear-mongering. We're just warning you. We're telling you, like, look, because the Bible's full of prophecies, which is things that's going to come to pass. So when we talk about mass death, that's not us fear-mongering you. We're reading the precepts. And through the precepts, we get understanding. The news talking about there's no more hand sanitizer, that is fear-mongering.
That is.
Talking about all these new cases, only West Virginia ain't got no cases. That's fear-mongering. When people are recovering from this thing. The whole time they passing laws that's really gonna mess you up, not no man-made disease.
I heard Trump was cutting food stamps or something like that too.
Yeah, well, they cutting food stamps for people with no dependents. So if you don't got children or like you're single, they cut your food stamps. But pretty soon they gonna get all you people. They're not gonna care. Or really they'll start limiting the food stamps to what you can use it with. That's why the Bible tells you that a gift destroys the heart. So you take all these gifts from Esau, in which if you're getting it, then get it. You know what I mean? You milk this system the best way you can, being righteous with it.
Right.
Right? But use the world, but don't abuse it. But when you start relying on them things, you're putting your trust in a man that hates you. And there's no profit with that.
Back in
Because
Ezekiel.
they can cut things like that at any time. You know what I mean?
Back in Ezekiel.
People can get fired. It's not like people can get fired off their job at any time. Your
right.
paycheck is not something that's promised to you. They can play all kind of games. They can shut the government down. They can do whatever they want. People are at the mercy of your government, but we know better than that. We're at the mercy of our God.
That's right. It's like it. You can come to work the next day. You can come to work Monday, and guess what? It's chains on the door at your job.
Yeah. And Tom, they didn't even tell you.
Tom took the money and jetted.
A lot of jobs too get like 2 weeks off or some shit like that. You shut the jobs, schools down and all that.
They shut everything. It's going to be full quarantine probably.
Jeremiah 17:5. Thus said the Lord Yahweh, cursed be the man that trusteth in man.
That's the whole point. Cursed be the man that trusteth in man. That doesn't mean you don't have to follow men. Nobody's saying that. But who sent these men? That's the whole point. Are these men of the Lord? Are these righteous men? Nobody said you ain't supposed to follow a man. Keep going on. But who's the ultimate man? Yahweh? Bashem Yahweh? That's
Right. Jeremiah 17:5. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, cursed be the man that trusteth in man, and make of flesh his arm, and whose heart departed from the Lord Yahweh.
See that? So your heart's depart from the Lord, but you're making another man your flesh, your arm. Putting the trust in Trump and his administration. These people are just puppets in a bigger scheme. Okay? People trust the Pope. In which the Pope, did he get exposed by to something? I think he's still ill. So they don't even care about him. Keep going. The real people that's ruling this thing is not seen. They're trying to be the most high at any way they
Show you
can.
these ugly ass devils.
Yeah,
right
yo,
here.
they
It's
are
this
very,
them right
very
there.
disgusting looking. With their skin and everything.
Yeah, that's ruling
And
your
that's
world.
not racist.
These
Keeping
motherfuckers
it
right
real.
here.
So-called Illuminati. Yup.
Back in Ezekiel 33, verse 6.
Get out!
But if the watchmen see the sword come and blow not the trumpet, and the people be not warned, if the sword come and take any person from among them, he is taken away in his iniquity, but his blood will remain at the watchman's hand.
But his blood will remain at the Kaja in Hebrews 10 and 30. But if we don't warn you, then it's our fault, which makes sense, you know what I'm saying? Because if you know something that's going to be beneficial to people's well-being, why wouldn't you tell it? Especially when we got this. We're eager to tell people about this. That's why we push in rain, sleet, snow. You might miss a week here or there for you scoffing niggas. But that ain't none of your business neither. Like, what are you doing in the meantime?
Your work, sir.
That's slide. It's crazy. We just talking about that, bro. About the old videos, how we been out here, rain, sleet, snow, like we was out here, nobody was out there, man.
All that
Y'all don't know, y'all scoffers don't know shit. Y'all people that just coming in Israel and you talking shit, y'all don't know shit. Y'all ain't put in no work, man. Girl, you tell us what.
And we ain't proud either. If we
That's not
saying
proud,
something
bro.
wrong, then bring out you know you rebuke. The scriptures tell you clearly how you rebuke a man. It's not by talking mess with no proof. That's not how you do it. It's not by being combative or coming in that silly worldly spirit. How y'all be doing it.
And I'm not talking about the ones who are actually genuine about it.
Right.
I'm talking about the
We have
damn
40
scoffers, yo.
Start it over.
Oh,